Bonjour, everyone. Hi, this is Neshi Lokotz. Welcome to Star Nations Organization's main fan page where I have my weekly show, Communications from Home. And tonight's Tuesday, February 5th. And happy Chinese New Year's. It's the year of the pig, starting today from February 5th to the 19th. So for those of you who celebrate that, Happy New Year. Happy New Year from all of us at Star Nations Organization. And, what an auspicious night to have the show tonight and the guests that we have. And I've been so excited for the show, knowing when we made the arrangements and knowing that he could be here. I can't wait for you guys to be able to get to know Ed Langdon a little bit better because he's our guest. And one of the things I'd like to do right away, you guys, is let's share out the show right away. I'm going to tell you why. Because we're going to be doing a little chit chat with Ed at first. And then what we're going to do is we're going to give you a taste of what his show is going to be like. And so Ed is going to be doing some tapping. I think he calls it super tapping, if I remember right. And we're also going to be taking some questions so that he is going to be channeling information for you. Okay, so we want to make sure that people who want to be here are going to be here. So I'm going to use my phone too. And let's share it out if you don't mind helping with that. We really do appreciate it. What happens when we share and like the live streams and make comments, we know that elusive creature we call Facebook really likes it a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share it out to my personal news feed and to let my friends know that we're live streaming right now. And that come and meet Ed. Now, let's see. Come and meet Ed Langdon. Make sure I spell his name right. That would be good. All right. Yep. And make sure I'm spelling correctly here. There we go. And Stephanie will probably be in the house, and she'll share out to the different groups and that sort of thing. So, yeah. All right. So here, what I'd like to do is share with you, as I'm waiting for everybody to do their sharing and liking. I'm going to read a little bit to you about Ed. This is his bio that we use in the Star Nations magazine. Ed is one of our brand new contributing writers to Star Nations magazine under the column Life Wisdom with Ed Langdon. That happens to be the name of his new show as well, his new live stream show here at Star Nations. And Ed is a psychic channel for Ascended Masters, a law of attraction expert, and a spiritual teacher. He feels people's energies and helps them lift that energy to allow, now get this list, to allow more money, finding a soulmate, improving your relationships, finding your life purpose, and of course, business growth. Ed's work is to be of service, to help people by uplifting, inspiring, helping, empowering, and awakening them. He loves those aha insights and inspirations his clients get. It fills his heart with joy, and he loves knowing that his clients are feeling it too. True growth and real change. That's why he loves doing the work that he does. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring Ed on, okay, so that you guys can meet him and we'll get to know him. All right, so here's Ed. I got to take that off. There we go. Hi, Ed. Welcome to the show.
Neshi, how are you?
I'm doing well. It's so good to have you here. I've been excited for this show since, when did I ask you? 2 days ago, 3 days ago or so?
Yes.
Yeah, I couldn't wait. Because you bring something very unique to Star Nations. And I was excited for our audience and our community to get to know you better.
Well, thank you. Yeah. I'm excited to be here.
I'm going to do a little something here. I'm going to say hi to some of the people that are in the chat already. Julie Shumway-Hell. Julie is actually our new Star Nations Academy manager. So she's here with us. Hi, Julie. Good to have you here. And look who else is here. Marge is here. Hi, Marge. Good to see you in the chat. I hope you shared it out, right, Marge? You shared out the show. Okay.
I'm sure
Here's
she's
Pat McDonald. She's saying Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too, Pat. And here's one of my sisters. Christine Pollock is in the house. Christine, so it's good to have you here. Thank you, Julie, for sharing and liking. And got to scroll up a little bit here. Oh, and Pat shared too. Yeah. And look, Marge shared and liked. That's great. Thank you guys for doing that. Really do appreciate it. It's kind of like light worker and energy worker civic duty, sort of, because we end up in the newsfeed a little bit more often. And so those people, those souls that are looking for, searching for the kind of information, they can find us a little bit easier. So Ed.
Yes.
Yes. We've talked a few times, and so I kind of know your background a bit. But one of the things I was hoping that you could share with our audience is how did you realize that you had this gift of connecting with the Ascended Masters, with Spirit, and how did it come in for you? Because, when we share our stories like that, other people go, oh, yeah, that was like me, or, that happened, kind of stuff. So if you wouldn't mind sharing your story with us.
No, I'm happy to. I, for years and years, referred to myself as a seat-of-the-pants psychic because it just kind of happened. And I have spoken to many of my friends who are also psychics, mediums, etc., and they have told me that I have had many past lives where I have been a monk, I've been a shaman, I've been a priest, I've been a knight, I've been all of these things very much involved with spirituality. And they say that in my past lives, I developed these abilities and I didn't know I had them. So when I was a kid, and I would paint. And there's a picture that I shared with you there. The painting. And painting to me was like meditation before I knew what meditation was. And I would just paint for hours and time would go away and space would go away. And it was just something that I really did. And I didn't understand that I was meditating. I just didn't, because I hadn't learned what meditation was, so I would do that. The other thing that I was very fortunate to do, if you want to put up the picture of the woods, is I grew up across the street from the woods when we moved to our house in New York, and I was always in the woods, and the woods would ground and connect me and balance my energy, and I always felt very peaceful and comfortable and safe there. So I was there all the time, and this was years ago when you went home from school, your mother said, get out of the house, there was no hanging around playing video games. You were, get out. We'll call you when dinner's
go outside. Yeah, I remember that too.
Yeah. So we were outside in the woods a lot, and it really balanced and cleared my energy. And then if you want to, put up the guitar pictures. I started playing guitar when I was 7. And obviously I'm not 7 in that picture, but and I played in bands for years and years with my brothers. You'll see my brothers and I in a second.
Yep, here we are.
There we go. So I'm in the middle. Obviously the bass player is my brother Bill, and the keyboard player is my brother John. And we played in bands together for years. And this is actually my wedding. So we played a little bit at our wedding, which was quite fun.
Yeah.
And
wait a minute, I got to ask you this. Was this
Sure.
What year was this?
Oh, geez.
It looks like the 80s to me,
Yeah, it was in the 80s because I still had big hair at the time, and my brother has a ponytail. So yeah, it was in the 80s. Marge is going to kill me because I can't tell you what year it was.
Sorry.
So
maybe she'll put it in the chat.
Yeah, she can put it in the chat. And while we are talking about her, Marge and I have been together for 40 years. She is the person who grounds and balances me, and she has been to every single one of the workshops that I've ever done. And she's here helping. And what I wanted to say is, you might see her picture on here, but you will never see her on camera. So if you ever want to see Marge, you have to
it wasn't the 90s, it was 93.
93. Okay, not the 80s. Yeah, because my hair is all one color. If it was the 80s, my hair would have been multiple colors, right? So, but yeah, so Marge, you'll never see her on the videos, but if you come to the workshops, you'll actually meet Marge, because that's where she's with me at all the workshops, and I can't do this without her. So she's amazing.
Yeah, thank you, Marge.
So I would play guitar, and I had the ability to just let the music flow through me. To get out of the way, to just have it pour through. And I didn't understand till years and years later. We were watching the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame show, and this was after I had already had the guide speaking through me, which I'll tell you about in a minute. But Eric Clapton was talking about Stevie Ray Vaughan and said he was always a wide open channel. And I went, I've been doing this all my life and just never connected that I was channeling music. And then we studied with Abraham Hicks, Darian Esther Hicks, Abraham, for, at this point, probably close to 30 years. And we would go to their workshops. And Abraham said years and years ago, some of you out there are going to start to get us, and that we're going to come through. And they were talking to me and some other, because it was already happening. They were already coming through. And that's how the channeling started. But I never connected that I had been able to do it my whole life. So I was already doing it through the music, but just didn't connect that. So
what a huge aha moment for you.
What? Oh, it was. Yeah. Spoiler alert. I might write about that in part 2.
Okay. Well, we'd love to hear it. Love to read about it too. Why not? That would come out in April.
Yeah.
Yeah.
April. They'll all have forgotten by then, and we'll write it again, right?
Yeah. And the other thing that we could do, if you'd want, we could actually use this first interview with you in your article. They can actually hear you tell the story. Oh, cool. So, you can do that. Oh, yeah, let's do that. Cool. Yeah, wow, gotta love technology, huh? I know, isn't that right? It's cool stuff. Right. All right. So as a child, you finally realized as an adult that you were channeling spirit from the time you were a young boy, and didn't realize it until you were an adult. Correct. Right. But all you knew is that forest, because it's a pretty nice looking forest. Right. That picture back up. Okay. Here it is. Is that when you were outside, when you were out in the woods, that you felt good. It felt good there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It felt amazing there. Yeah. It felt amazing. And I can guarantee you that some of the people in the chat can identify with that. Sure. Being outside and being with trees as a young child, because it felt good. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'm a little bit of a science geek, so in the show you're going to get some science. And when you look at trees, it balances both of your hemispheres in your brain. It balances your hemispheres. So for no other reason than that, go look at some trees. But get out around them, feel the energy, and trees just. This was another thing I didn't know. I can feel the energy, and it took years and years before I realized that. But trees, just there's this strength to them, and just this sort of steadfastness, this energy, this steadiness, this consistency, this strength, the power that you can feel from trees. It's just amazing. Mm-hmm. Like that one there. This is one of my favorite pictures that you sent to me. Yes. You can certainly feel that the tree behind you is. Yes. Yeah, it's huge. It's the limbs probably go out 50, 60 feet. It is a gigantic tree. Wow. Yeah. Don't ask me what kind of tree it is. I don't know. Big, I called it an elder tree. It is. It's at one of our local parks that we go to, where they have planted some exotic trees. And if it was an oak tree or a maple tree, I'd be able to tell you, but
we can't figure out what kind of tree it is. So, but it is a beautiful tree. And Marge took that picture of me meditating.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. That must have been something, just to be in its presence, but then to actually meditate and be in the zone.
yes. Yeah.
With it must have been pretty awesome too.
Yes, it is. It is. I recommend meditating outside if you can.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Make sure you're safe.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Oh, shoot. Okay, so we have a comment here, and it's Trish Tyler. She says, James DeWinter and I were talking about trees tonight, London time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Law of attraction. That's good. There's our first law of attraction mash.
Yeah.
And Trish, thank you, Trish. Trish is in London. She is one of my friends that I work with. She's a very talented psychic that I work with. So thank you, Trish, and I hope you're enjoying your time in London.
Yeah. Thanks for being in the chat, Trish. We appreciate that. And your comment too, because having those kind of conversations, that's talking spirit stuff, right? And to me, those are the most interesting conversations.
I agree. Yeah. And she would too.
Yeah. All right. Well, so let's fast forward a little bit. Okay. We know that you had this ability as a child, and here you are as an adult. You realized, I was channeling while I was playing music, writing music. When did you make the connection that you were going to be in service in the way that you are right now? It's a big one.
That is a good one. When we went to see Abraham and started, and just so you know, Marjorie thought I invented them and made all of that up. She was like, "You've been saying stuff like this for years. How did you know?" So law of attraction there, and it started coming through me, and the energy started flowing through me, and it felt right. It resonated with me, and I started to really understand the law of attraction. One of the things that we say is we believe that everybody deserves to know that they create their own reality. And that is sort of my mission statement. And it's not you have to know or you should know. It just, we believe you deserve to know. And if you'd like to know, we're happy to help you with it. And so going through with Abraham and learning that and teaching that, if you read and I know you read the article, I don't know if the people did my article, we were at a workshop in Las Vegas, and there you are. Okay.
You want to show them the magazine?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Here is this beautiful magazine that up higher. How's that?
There you go. There you go.
Good. And you can see my first article right there. There we go. Good. Good.
Love it.
Yes. So we were at a real estate seminar because we were learning about real estate, and the man who was running the seminar, Marshall Silver, called me up on stage, and we started talking on stage, and he said to me, "You're in the wrong profession." And I'm like, "Yeah, I kind of think you're right." And he said, "You should be speaking, you should be teaching, you should be doing." And I had done some of that before. I had been in business where I needed to give presentations. I'm a musician, so I'm used to being on stage, etc.
Yeah.
So, but in that moment, I was like, we have to teach law of attraction. This is what I want to do. And I just felt it in my soul.
Yeah.
And so that's really when it started happening. So here we are, 15 years ago when we started teaching this, and I was raised Roman Catholic. So all this psychic stuff and all that, this is all, you get the big cross. This is all, no.
Mumbo jumbo, yes.
Yeah, or voodoo or whatever, just none of that. And so I would be teaching the workshop at places where there were psychics, and some of them became my friends, and they would stand outside the door while I was teaching, and I would come out and say, Ed, that was really, really great energy, and, there's really a lot of things flowing here, and they would say to me, and you're doing a whole lot more than you're letting on to, and I would say, don't say nothing. So I finally came out of the spiritual closet. I think it was 4 or 5 years ago. Maybe Marge will put in a comment there. I don't remember exactly where it was. It was at our dear friend's. He had a class on mediumship, and he asked me to be the speaker. And I finally came out and admitted that I'm a channel, and I had been doing it for years and years. So. And the world didn't end and nothing blew up, but I was like, oh, I guess it's all right.
There's no lightning strikes or anything.
Right, yeah. But it was a scary thing to come out and say that. It wasn't something that I grew up with, and I think I'm not sure that the number's exactly right, but there's something like 459 metaphysical references in the Bible that nobody talks about, from writing on the wall to talking to a burning bush to angels coming down and talking to people and all that. But, oh no. So it was kind of weird, but so that's kind of how it started.
Well, you raise a good point though, Ed, is that there's, I think there comes a time in everybody's soul growth that we have to take a look at our belief systems, and if they still support us and they still are useful to us, or are they a block? Yeah. And we each have to do that for ourselves and decide what we're going to keep and what we're going to release. And It sounded like you did that.
Yes, that's exactly. Yes, well said.
Thank you. So what I'm leading up to is your show, and your show that's going to be coming up on February 14th at 4 p.m. Eastern. And the kinds of things that you're going to be bringing to your audience is obviously going to be channeling. Because we're talking about that, but you also we talked about doing tapping, and you called it something different than I had heard before. Right. And you called it, I think you called it super tapping, didn't you?
Right. Now I have to, we have to do a little disclaimer here, and so we do a workshop called super tapping. Mm-hmm. And in the workshop, the first part of the workshop, we teach you what tapping is, which is EFT tapping. And then in the second part, we teach you an energy step, which is a law of attraction technique to help shift and move beliefs. And then we combine them together and do super tapping.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, with the tapping that I have for you tonight is not super tapping. It's just the regular EFT tapping, still effective. But that's where we got the super tapping from. It's the combination of a law of attraction technique and tapping.
Oh, it's a good combination.
Yes.
It's a great combination.
Yeah. The EFT tapping helps move emotions. It helps move. We don't like to say trapped or blocked. The guides don't like that. It just helps move emotions through your body that you've been holding on to, because they're not stuck or anything. You just want to let them go. And then the energy step is to remove beliefs, is to release beliefs and change. And we say all the time, you live what you believe about everything, no matter what. And you can't, even if you want to, you can't do something out of your belief system. You have to change your belief system for your life to change. Mm-hmm. So the energy step is something that helps you change, and then we combine them together. So that's where the super tapping comes in.
Yeah. And what kind of flashed through for me is literally changing the neural pathways.
Correct.
Changing the neural pathways.
Correct.
Yeah.
We talk about
synapses to snap differently.
Yes. Yeah. We talk about that in the workshops too. You'll hear about changing neural pathways and all of that. That science stuff.
Trish is saying it's a great class.
Yeah, Trish has been to some of them, and thank you, Trish. I love it. And the show's international because she's in London right now. So yeah, there we are. We're all over the world. So thank you.
We are. Star Nations organization, which is, it's a multimedia company, but we are global. And so we have people who come to our shows from Scotland, Mexico, Ireland, England. There's been people from South Africa.
Wow.
Yeah. So, we reach a global community. And so when Polly Joe, we have to mention Polly Joe here.
Yes. So
When
we love
Polly Joe introduced us.
Yes.
Yes. And encouraged you to consider doing a show and writing for us. It's the reach that's my job. That is what I do as a gift that I have, is to be able to be a good cheerleader for someone else. Wow. And so to be able to help shine that light, that spotlight on you and the other show hosts, and to be able to give a venue, a place to be able to share your gifts in a much bigger way.
Yes.
And so you're welcome. You're welcome. And so with that, it's about we're about a half hour into the show. And so I was thinking, I want to give enough time to do the things that you want to do.
Sure.
Especially if you're going to take some questions, because I know from experience that once we get the first one done, it's going to be kind of like a snowball roll.
Okay.
It's going to pick up momentum, and we want to make sure that we can get as many people in as we can in a half hour. So, how would you like to start this? Do you want to help us with the tapping first?
Yes, let's do that, because that's probably so. I do have a tapping for money. And EFT tapping is the emotional freedom technique. And what that does is that, as I was saying earlier, helps you move emotions through your body. Now, we don't like to call them stuck or trapped or anything like that. It's just you're holding them in your body and you can release them. And as you do your work, this is just another technique that helps to move and release them. In my show, I will give you a much longer, deeper explanation about that. But I am going to say that originally I thought tapping was baloney. And I have been convinced through personal experience and through what's happened to me, I have learned that it does indeed work, because I had other coaches. I am a life coach. We didn't mention that. I am a life coach. I had other coaches, other therapists saying, I use this all the time, Ed, you should be using it. And finally I had a breakthrough and I do use it. So there are some points that we're going to tap. We're going to start with the karate chop, which is right out here on the side of your hand, and you're just going to gently tap right on the outside. Exactly. Perfect. Just like that. And then I'm going to say a statement and I'm going to have you repeat it back to me. Okay. And the first statements are long, so it's going to be in two parts. Okay. So even though I have this block about allowing money to flow to me,
even though I have this block that allows money to flow to me,
I completely and deeply love and accept myself.
I completely and deeply love and accept myself.
Perfect. Good. Even though I have this block about allowing money to flow to me,
even though I have this block for allowing money to flow to me,
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
I deeply love and accept myself.
Okay, that's good. All right. Even though I am afraid of having money,
even though I'm afraid of having money,
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
I deeply love and accept myself.
There you go. Good. That's fine. It's not the easiest thing to do. Now what we're going to do is that you start with the karate chop, and then we're going to move to some points that we're going to do. So the next point, and I'm going to take off my glasses and you all just disappeared.
Okay. I'll keep my mind so I know, so somebody's driving. Okay.
All right. Good idea. All right. So it's right here, right where your eyebrow starts. And whenever we tap around our eyes, we tap very, very gently. And this first round is going to be negative. So we're going to say a couple of negative things. Okay. Sometimes I get scared and overwhelmed about money.
Sometimes I get scared and overwhelmed about money.
Good. Now we're going to go right next to the side of our eye. And again, by your eye, very, very gently. And we're going to say, at times I worried about money.
At times I worry about money.
Good. Under the eye, right underneath the pupil, very gentle. There you go. Good. I was taught that there's not enough money and taught to worry about it.
I was taught there was not enough money and to worry about it.
Good. Perfect. We're going to go right in the middle of your lip under your nose. Perfect. I know I learned the rules about money from my family.
I know I learned the rules about money from my family.
Perfect. Chin point, which is right the crease of your chin. Right there you go. Right. Perfect. Right there. I know I learned the rules about money from society.
I know I learned about the rules about money from society.
Perfect. Collarbone. So the collarbone's a little tricky. What they say is to find your collarbone, go down an inch and out an inch. So the easiest way to do it is just put your hand right across there and just use one hand, and that way you're getting it. Okay, can you guys see me? You can see me. Good. And where are we? Collarbone. I have seen money flowing easily to others.
I have seen money flowing easily to others.
Good. The next one is the wrist, and the wrist is where your wrist bone is. It's about 3 fingers down. So what we do is if we just take you the whole, there you go, just like that. Perfect. And we're going to say, I want to shift my beliefs about money.
I want to shift my beliefs about money.
Perfect. And then the last one is the top of your head, and it's supposed to be right at the top. And again, if you just use your hand, you'll get the top of your head. So there you go. I want to stop living in fear about money.
I want to stop living in fear about money.
Perfect. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Good. And now we're going to do a positive round.
All right.
So we start with the karate chop again. I am ready and willing to change my beliefs about money.
I'm ready and willing to change my beliefs about money.
Good. Again, I am ready and willing to change my beliefs about money.
I am ready and willing to change my beliefs about money.
Good. One more time. I am ready and willing to change my beliefs about money.
I am ready and willing to change my beliefs about money.
Perfect. And now we're going to say some positive ones on the same tapping point. So we're going to start right here by the eyebrow, and we're going to tap again. I am relaxing and loosening up about money.
I am relaxing and loosening up about money.
Good. Side of the eye. I'm going to put my focus on things that feel good.
I'm going to put my focus on things that feel good.
Good. Under the eye. Money is easy to create.
Money is easy to create.
Perfect. Under your nose. Right there. Good. Money is easy to come by.
Money is easy to come by.
Good. Right at the chin, the crease of the chin. Perfect. Where are we? Money is energy, and I can be in line with it.
Money is energy, and I can be aligned with it.
Good. Collarbone. Good. Perfect. I am now choosing to break my family rules about money.
I am now ready to break family rules about money.
Good. Except I am now choosing to break family rules about money.
I am choosing to break family rules about money.
Good. Excellent. Perfect. Okay. The wrist. Money is flowing easily to me.
Money is flowing easily to me.
Perfect. And then the top of the head. I am fine and everything is working out for me.
I am fine and everything is working out for me.
Good. Take a deep breath. All right. One more positive round. You ready?
Yep.
All right. I am willing and ready to change my beliefs about money.
I am willing and ready to change my beliefs around money.
Good. I am willing and ready to change my beliefs about money.
I am willing and ready to change my beliefs about money.
Good. One more time. I am ready and willing to change my beliefs about money.
I am ready and willing to change my beliefs about money.
Sorry, I switched that around on you. You were right. Okay. Eyebrow. I am relaxing and loosening up about money.
I am relaxing and loosening up about money.
Good. Side of the eye. I am choosing to focus on positive things.
I'm choosing to focus on positive things.
Perfect. Under the eye. I am worthy of unlimited abundance.
I am worthy of unlimited abundance.
And everybody who's saying that at home with us, say it again. I am worthy of unlimited abundance.
I am worthy of unlimited abundance.
Perfect. Under the nose. I am choosing to stop complaining about money.
I'm choosing to stop complaining about money.
Should we say that again? I am choosing to stop complaining about money.
I'm choosing to stop complaining about money.
Perfect. Chin. I now choose to attract money to me.
I am now choosing to attract money to me.
Perfect. Collarbone. I do deserve abundance.
I do deserve abundance.
Say that one again. I do deserve abundance.
I do deserve abundance.
Okay. Wrist. I am allowing money to flow easily to me.
I'm allowing money to flow easily to me.
All right, one more time. I'm allowing money to flow easily to me.
I'm allowing money to flow easily to me.
Perfect. And the top of the head. I always have enough money.
I always have enough money.
Good. One more time. I always have enough money.
I always have enough money.
Perfect. Take a deep breath. Good.
Good.
You didn't know it was going to be gym class too, right?
So when you're leading this,
Yes.
and what I found is that certain ones, it was hard to remember what the words were.
Yes.
So that must be in the releasing.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, we did this once where we had a woman who could not say, and I deeply and completely love and accept myself. She just couldn't say it. So when we did a couple other techniques with her, and when we were done, she was able to say it, and which was important. And so, yeah, if things come up and you can't say them, then clearly there's some energy work to do there.
Yeah. Yeah. Lynn Marie's saying, I've been tapping for 10 years. Good for you, Lynn Marie.
Good. Perfect.
Yeah.
I haven't been tapping quite that long, but it's been a while. I've probably been resisting tapping for 10 years.
I've used tapping. I don't teach it, but I've used it. And a good friend of mine, she's really good at leading the tapping, and she helped me clear some stuff in last October, the emotional release.
Right. Yeah.
And that really helped me to move forward.
Right.
In a positive way.
Good.
It felt like I was stuck. It
Right.
felt that way. I wasn't, but it felt that way.
Sure. Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, tapping is based on acupuncture and acupressure. And what you're doing as you're going through is these are pressure points that help release the energy and move it. Mm-hmm. And just an explanation, the part that I had a trouble with was being a law of attraction expert. They said to me, the first thing you do is you focus on the negative. And I said, nope, we're out. That's it. Goodbye. And they didn't explain to me that by focusing on the negative, you sort of stir it up so that way it can move. And once that was explained to me, then it made sense. But nobody explained that to me. They just said you focus on the negative. And I'm like, no, you don't. You don't do that. So that's why I had a problem with it. And that's how we shifted it. And it is based on acupressure, acupuncture. I know Joe has some people who do it too. We have done it at her school. We teach at her school also, and we've done the tapping there. And it's definitely it's cool.
Yeah. So Barbie Cornell, she's a longtime listener. She said, do you start out with the left side or the right side? Does it matter?
Doesn't matter, either side. And you don't, so for example, with the eyebrows, you don't have to go like this. Just pick one side is fine. You don't have to, you don't have to double tap on anything. Just whichever side is more comfortable for you. It doesn't make a difference. Mm-hmm.
I suppose, that there's always that question about, do I use my left hand, my receiving hand or my giving hand?
Right.
Left or right. And, with this, I don't think it really matters because you're completing the circuit.
Right. And it's more based on acupuncture, acupressure, those types of things, whereas the receiving and the giving and all that has to do with more of spiritual energy flowing through you rather than moving energy out of you.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Good.
Thank you so much, Ed, for doing that.
Sure. I love it.
I get to really benefit from it too.
Good.
I could feel the energy moving. So, yeah, Minnie is saying, thanks, Ed. I love tapping. Yeah.
Oh, you're welcome, Minnie. Thank you.
Great. Okay, so I'm looking at the time. We have about 20 minutes. And if we go over in time a little bit, that's not terrible because I can do that.
Because you're the boss. So good. Okay.
So what we're going to do, guys, in the live chat, we're going to open it up for questions. And so, Ed, maybe if you can give them a little bit of insight of, the kinds of questions that they might be able to ask, because sometimes when you're told that, okay, you can ask any question you want, many people kind of go blank. It's like, yeah, I can't think of anything. So maybe if we can help them out a little bit about.
Yeah. So if you have a question about money or about relationships or about, what's going on in your life in general, they can ask about anything. The only caveat is this is a public forum, and the guides will, obviously curtail their answers accordingly. We don't want to launder, anybody's laundry in public or anything like that. So just keep that in mind. But, you can ask anything you want. And then people go, okay, Ed, what's the winning lottery numbers? And the guides say, if they won't tell me the numbers, what makes you think they're going to tell you? So sorry, it's not going to happen. Oh, that's the other thing that happens is sometimes when the guides come through, my voice changes.
Okay. All right. Good to know. Good to know. And so you're actually, because people are going to wonder, you're connecting with your own guides and ascended masters that you're.
It's the ascended masters. Yes. If it's kind of a long story, but it's the ascended masters. It's not second level heaven, it's third level heaven, because my work is about guidance and wisdom and helping people along their path. And that's what I do. And that's what I've chosen to do. And in one of my episodes, I will explain it in detail.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. So those that are in the live chat, if you have a question that you would like to ask through Ed to the Ascended Masters, please go ahead and type it into the comment section, because I'll be able to see it, and I'll put it up on screen for Ed, okay? So I'm going to take our names down so that we have plenty of room, and then I'm actually going to give you the full screen once we get started. I'm still here. You can still hear my voice and that sort of thing in case,
Right.
Let you know.
It would actually be helpful if you can read the question to me.
Sure.
And I can stay in, because it's hard to jump back and forth. So.
Right. Yep, I can easily do that for you, Ed.
Great.
We have to have the first question. Of course, I could probably kick it off and let them figure it out.
One. Yeah.
Let me think. Let me get here. Okay. All right. So the first question is Star Nations as a vehicle to help get the word out, the messages for those teachers and spiritual teachers and writers that we have. I guess, the general question is that, am I on the right track? Because there's so many paths to take.
So when you're checking on anything and you're making a decision between one thing and the other, and you want to try this or you want to try that. So we're first of all, let us say this. Yes, you're absolutely perfectly on the right track. You're doing great. We're thrilled about your work. We're very excited about it. You should be too. You should be very proud of yourself. Your people, your spirit guides, are very, very proud of you and very proud of the work that you're doing. So the short answer is yes. Now, what you do whenever you're making a decision between this and this is you take on the energy of this. So in your mind, you start going down that path. You start saying, I've made this choice about this, and this is how it would be, and this is how the energy is, and this is what we would do, and see how it feels. And then go down the other path and do the same thing. Actually take on the energy, see how it feels, feel it, be a part of it. And as you do that on both, one is going to feel better.
Okay.
And whichever one feels better, that's the one that you do.
Mm-hmm.
So this is our work isn't about saying you do this or you do that. Our work is about saying, find it, and you probably can't see, we're banging on our heart here. Find it within what resonates within you. That's the correct path.
Mm-hmm.
That way you keep your power and you know for sure, and then you don't need to give your power away to us or any other guides like that. It's all within you, and it's how it feels. So as you move down the path and say, how does this feel? And keep going till you get sort of a feeling response, and then you'll know, and you'll be able to tell the difference. One will feel better than the other, and that's the way you go.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
All right. So the next question is from Barbie Cornell. She says, I found an ink pen outside my back door early this morning. It wasn't there last night or at 3 a.m. Is this a message from someone?
This is always interesting when things like that happen. So, and her name is Barbie. Okay, Barbie, do you write? Are you a writer? Are you feeling any encouragement to write? Do you journal? Is there something with writing involved within that? We don't necessarily feel like someone is trying to get in touch with you. It's more that there's something within you that through writing will be more of a cathartic, more of a healing experience. So this is sort of a reminder to put pen to paper and to do that. I don't know if she has any pets or anything like that, and maybe the dog found it and put it there, or maybe one of our little friends, maybe a gopher or something like that, left it there for. So we feel that it was put there by an animal, but it's more about her expressing herself, and that writing would be a way to think about and to do that. I don't know if she's been involved in any writing in the past, but that's what we're getting.
Okay. Thank you. And thank you for asking that, Barbie. The next question is from Julie Shumway Hill. Julie Hill. In what direction should I go next with my spiritual growth and abundance? Her name is Julie.
Yep. Yes, and Julie is now part of the Star Nations, yes. We feel like Julie's already pretty strong on her spiritual path, that she meditates and does quite a bit of her work. The thing with a spiritual path is the harder you try, the more sort of complicated it gets. Now, Ed, was the king of trying too hard when I was learning about law of attraction and everything. I was just crazy focused and trying too hard. And one of the things that doesn't work with law of attraction is trying. So when we tell people that we teach law of attraction, Marge and I, people will come up and say, they'll either say, oh, great, that's really interesting, or they'll say that doesn't work. And if they say that doesn't work, we know that they're trying to make something happen. So what we're feeling a little bit from Julie is a little bit of trying. And what we would suggest is that she just ease off a little bit, continue to do your meditation practice, continue to do those types of things. And the answer to her is very similar to the answer that we had to you. As you're moving down your path, reach for how it feels. Pay attention to the feeling of it and move in the direction that's resonating with you. We don't know if Julie's ever had the experience of walking into a bookstore and walking down the aisle and having books fall off, and that's happened to me, and I'm like, okay, that's the next book to read. So if you just kind of relax with it and not try too hard, it will flow a whole lot easier. The same is true with abundance. When people are really trying to get abundance and create abundance, they're trying to get it, and when you're trying to get something, you don't have it. Because if you had it, you wouldn't be trying to get it. And that's sort of one of the little tricky things about law of attraction that we will talk about many, many times in our show. So hopefully that helps Julie a little bit on her path there.
Good. Thank you for that one. Next is Christine Pollock. Christine, her question is my work going to change in the future?
Yes. Because, Christine, you are going to change in the future. And as you change and as you change your energy, everything around you changes. So as you move your vibration up, the universe sees you in a whole new place and in a whole new energy, and everything changes. And then as you move up, everything changes again, etc. So yes, 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 yes. And in case you didn't hear us, yes.
So it's going to change.
Yeah, yeah.
And Tina Warbonnet is next. Tina, she asks, I would like to work with stones and making jewelry from them and using tarot and oracle cards. Does this sound like something I could do?
Well, the answer to that is, of course, it sounds like something you can do. It's a question of, do you want to do it? Do you choose to do it? Do you flow the energy? Do you feel excited about it? Are you letting it flow through you, letting your imagination? So we do something called a vibrational booster. So here we go. I have all these beautiful stones, these gorgeous stones, and this amazing energy. There's amethyst, and there's quartz, and there's rose quartz, and there's shungite, and there's all these different beautiful, and the colors, and I love them. And I love just feeling the energy of them, and I love making jewelry out of them. And then I have these beautiful oracle cards, and I have these beautiful tarot cards, and they have these amazing energies, and they all tell stories, and they have sort of the personalities and their feelings and their energy of their own, and matching the crystals to the cards, and then finding a way in my imagination to make that into jewelry, into this beautiful energy infused jewelry that people just connect with, and they say, oh my goodness, that's so beautiful, and the energy of that, and then understanding the story of that and feeling it. Can you guys feel that? Can you feel the energy of that jewelry? So yes, Tina, absolutely, you can do that. And that's the vibrational booster that we do to help people connect with the energy and feel. It's all about the energy stream. And when you're connected and in the energy stream and flow, it has to manifest.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ann Keene is next. Ann is asking, will I have abundance in the future to travel when I want?
Okay. So Ann, are you trying or are you allowing? And this is of course, law of attraction. It's the perfect segue into this. One of the things that we do vibrational boosters for a lot is travel. And if you go to Ed's website, edwardlangan.com, and you go to the gifts page, there are 2 free guided meditation downloads, and there's 2 free vibrational booster downloads that you can use to help shift that. So what you want to do is not try to be there, but be there. So when you're on the beach, the feeling of the sand under my toes is just amazing. And I love getting out there early in the morning, and I'm always surprised how nice and cool the sand is. I expect it to be warm, and it's cool, and it makes a whooshing sound. And I like walking down to where the water has packed the sand, and it's easier to stand and walk on. And I love the cool feeling under my toes, and I love the sound of the surf, and I'm amazed at how loud it is. I always forget how loud it is and the way it crashes up against the beach. And I love the smell of the ocean. There's nothing like that. And there's always a beautiful breeze. And I like walking down and I feeling the surf come up above my feet. And then as I stand there and I slowly sink in as the tide goes back out, as the wave goes down underneath me, I love that feeling. And looking out and seeing the beautiful diamonds of light dancing on the water from the sun and the breeze. And then right now, are you on the beach? Yeah. So that's one of the things about law of attraction is the universe can't tell the difference between you thinking about something and you actually doing it. As far as the universe is concerned, it's the exact same thing. So tell the story of, I'm already there. I'm already on the beach. I'm already at the mountains. I'm already at the lake, or wherever Anne wants to go. I'm already in Paris. I'm already in Milan. I'm wherever it is, and tell the story from there, from I already have this, and then allow that to flow into your experience. So yes, you will have all of that. One of the things that we say in the money workshop, people say to us, I want the money to go do this. And we say, never mind the money, put yourself there doing this. And that's how you get there. So yes, absolutely.
Absolutely good. All right. Thank you for that one. And Stephanie is next. Stephanie Williams, she's asking, best place for Ben, Colorado, Oregon, Massachusetts, international, or somewhere else?
Okay. I'm guessing Ben is one of her children, or okay. And this is something to do with school or college or something to that effect. All right. Maybe a job afterwards. It's just the same thing. Have Ben check in with each place, tell the story of being at each place, and see which place resonates the most with him in his heart, and go from there. It's about his journey, it's about his adventure, and it's about his choosing. And we want him to find his own power and to keep his power. So the decision is best made by him. So we can give him some tools. As we said, think of each area, feel what's there, talk about it, feel the energy of it, tell the story of it, get the energy going so that you can feel it, and then move on to the next one, the next one, the next one, and then compare how they feel. One of them will clearly resonate and feel better to him. And we do know which one it is, and we will talk to Stephanie once Ben's made up his mind and then tell him. But we do know, but we don't want to take anybody. The guides will not take away anybody's free will and say, do this. So,
okay.
Does that make sense?
Fair enough. Yes. All right. So next is Barbara Meehan. Barbara is asking, I'm on a journey to health. I've recently had a setback. Is there something I'm missing in getting well?
Okay. Hi, Barbara. How are you? Barbara is from our neck of the woods and has been to some of our workshops. Hi, Barbara. Part of it is the framing of it as a setback. It's not really a setback. That's maybe the doctors are saying that. Maybe it's not really a setback. It's still part of the untangling, the unfolding, the healing, the moving of the energy. So it was something that had to happen as you were moving forward along your path to get to where you want to be. So we would shift the energy and stop looking at it as a setback, which is a negative way to look at it, and say it's part of the path and it's part of what needed to be healed to help me move forward, to heal and move forward. So it's not a setback. And the answer is the same. Again, when you hold yourself in the energy of happy, healthy, feeling good, joyful, alive in your body, and make that your most dominant focus, then absolutely health and happiness and all that has to be yours. But it is a matter of internal focus and choosing.
Okay.
So you're not missing something. It's part, we saw your question again. It's not that you're missing something. It's all part of the journey, and it's all unfolding perfectly for your healing. Don't make assumptions or don't decide that this is bad or this is good. Just it's all part of the journey.
Good one. All right, so Andrea Wright is next. Andrea is saying, is there a horse in my future?
Do you want a horse? I'm assuming that you do, because the answer is yes, there is. There is a horse in your future. And the way the horse comes into your experience is the same way as imagine yourself being with the horse. Tell yourself the story of having the horse or visiting the horse. I don't know if you're I think you're going to own it, but just tell yourself the story of being with the horse and feel the horse, smell the horse, pet the horse, all in your mind, and that will get it come quicker. But yes, there is a horse in your future. There might be more than one.
Wow, that'd be nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we don't have any more questions, but what we do have are some thank yous.
Oh, okay.
Barbara Cornell is saying, thank you. I feel that spirit is pushing me to write.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And Tina is saying, sounds good. We'll work on that.
Perfect.
All right. And Julie is saying, thank you, Ed.
You're welcome, Julie.
Stephanie put your website address up.
Oh, perfect. Thank you, Stephanie.
Yeah. And Anne is saying thank you.
Thank you, Ann. You're welcome.
And Stephanie is saying, I will pull out the roadmap and ask him.
Good. Okay.
Good one. All right. You might actually put some images up there for him too. And Barbara is saying, thank you, Ed. I thought so.
Very good, Barbara. You're welcome.
Good. And I just want to say thank you to the Ascended Masters that you work with, and they work through you, for being with us tonight and letting our audience experience what it's like to be able to ask their questions and connect with you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate being here. It was fun, and we're excited. The hour flew by, so that was wonderful. Thank you.
Because literally, we are at the top of the hour. Right. And Andrea is saying, thank you and Yahoo.
Good.
That should be yeehaw.
Good. Well, thank you, everybody. Light and love.
Light and love to you, too. All right. So I just wanted to share with everybody one more time about Ed is a contributing writer to Star Nations magazine. He writes on a quarterly basis for us, so his next article will come out in April, and we'll let everybody know about that. And also his show, his brand new live stream show here at Star Nations Radio Network, live stream, is on Thursday, February 14th at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And so you'll see all of the promos and announcements for it. And we hope to see you in the chat room for Ed's his debut show on February 14th. And Ed, thank you so much for making time for us tonight.
Oh, thank you. My pleasure. Happy to do it. And light and love to you. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you, everybody in the chat room, and whoever is going to be watching the recorded show. Thank you, too. And enjoy the rest of your Tuesday evening. And we'll see you back here next week for Communications from Home, where we're actually going to be talking about Star Nations Magazine. Bama Mina, that in Potawatomi, that means until we see each other again. Love you guys.